Hey everybody, we're here for one reason today and one reason alone, and that is to look at Frostgrave, fantasy war games in the Frozen City. And I'm going to do like a quickish look through the book. I will have future videos on rules, how to play, yada yada, because I do like this game. I haven't played it yet. I like the game. I've read through this book cover to cover already, and I love it. I cannot wait to play this game. You can even press pause right now. Pause this video. Go to your preferred online book vendor or local gaming hobby store and get this book. You're gonna love it too. I didn't back the Kickstarter. I kind of wish I did, because I want the models right now to be painting. I would be painting them right now if I had them. But I'll get the minis, and I'll get some more bands together and get this game played. I am totally excited for it. Anyway, let's get into this book. Again, not a lot. I'm just going to go through the book. I'll talk about some rules as we go along, but the main video and the main discussion about rules will come later. So it's a hardcover book. Really like this hardcover idea. While I do love the Osprey wargaming booklets, the softcover ones, they are even cheaper. You know, like I buy them for like $13. This one was only $18. I have no problem spending that kind of money on a great rule book. Even a so-so rule book, I'm fine paying that much money. But this is just quality all over. It's hardcover. It's fully colored. Great artwork all throughout. Great pictures of the models. Just a fantastic book itself. And the format is great. So you got your table of contents, awesome. You've got your foreword, which is just a little bit about why we're here in Frostgrave. There was a city called Felstad. It was a magical city in this magical empire, and one day a spell or something went horribly wrong, and the entire realm was thrown into it became a frozen wasteland. And as hundreds of years passed, the city went from into legend, into myth. Now 1,000 years later, the snows are receding, and brave wizards and their warbands are heading into the city to find treasure of gold and magical items and all that stuff. But they have to fight each other and the creatures and other things they might find there that will try to hinder them or try to eat them. So, artwork, awesome. A few big shots like this where you've got a couple of wizards in the scene, war bands all around them, magic just everywhere. Very cool. So chapter 1 is a little bit about the game, like what you need: miniatures, dice, and a table, of course. That's the kind of game you're playing here. But you only need 10 guys. 10 is your max. Wizard, an apprentice, and 8 soldiers. So you're not looking at a huge number of models, which is just absolutely fantastic. Of course, you can have extras, multiple warbands. People will probably will have multiple warbands going for this game, just because there's so few models. But again, or if you're a more time player, something like that, you're used to this kind of game, this campaign game, where it's a small skirmish battle now, but the real meat of this is that you play over time, and your wizard grows in experience and levels, and you gain new abilities and stuff, and it's just you're gonna want to play this a lot for sure. So this part of the book is about creating your wizard, and each of the schools of wizardry, there's 10 schools. They each have a little write-up on what they are, a little moniker, their symbols, and then it tells you which other schools they are aligned with, which ones are neutral, and which one are opposed to them. And there's a casting cost modifier, so it's actually a little harder the further away you go from your own school. It's a little harder to cast the spells, but we'll talk about spell choice in a sec. It just goes through all of the 10 schools, talks about what these wizards are like and what they prefer and stuff like that. When you're creating your wizard, you're going to be choosing 3 spells from your school of magic, 3 spells, 1 from each of the aligned schools, and then 2 more spells from the neutral schools, and they have to be different schools. So you're going to have 8 different spells from different schools. Everyone's wizard is going to be different for sure, and which is really cool. Just lots of variety available right there. Talks about the stats, and this is important because everyone has these stats: wizard, soldiers, creatures, a move, value, fight, shoot, armor, will, and health. And they give you the starting wizard stat line, and they'll give you stat lines for everything else later on. You also have an apprentice, and this is like your sidekick. It's like a mini version of your wizard. They know the same spells. It's a little harder for them to cast, but you want these apprentices because you're going to be gaining experience for what they do. So it's just, you know, awesome to have this little apprentice running around. Then you're going to be hiring a bunch of soldiers, and you start off with 500 gold coins to hire an apprentice and your soldiers. So but you've got things like 14 different soldiers you can hire, from warhounds to thieves to infantry to knights to apothecaries, ranging from 10 gold coins up to 100 gold coins. So some people are going to be maxing out their warband. Maybe some people will have fewer numbers, but the elite guys. So that's just cool. Weapons and how they affect you. Now, chapter 2 is about playing the game, but look at this artwork again. You've got your sigilist here reading through a tome while her warband fends off the witch's warband, as well as the bats that he's sent out in this library. It's just great artwork. Really thematic. Really gets you into the game. And then really great shots of painted models. They're just totally well done. What a fantastic book, I'm telling you. Tells you how the turn works. So you've got your initiative phase, and then you've got your wizard phase, apprentice phase, soldier phase, and creature phase. And the wizard phase, that's when you activate your wizard, and then you can activate some soldiers that are nearby. The apprentice phase, you activate your apprentice, of course, and then some soldiers that are nearby, and then the soldiers that have not activated, and then the creatures all go. During an activation, you have 2 actions. One of them has to be movement. However, you can do it in whatever order you wish. So you can move and then cast a spell, or you can shoot and then move. I think that's fantastic. Not enough games have that flexibility on doing whichever order you wish. I would love it if War Machine was a bit more flexible and let you attack then move or whatever. But they tell you about group activation and look at that artwork. Look at that summoner summoning some kind of demon thing. Talks about movement and how to do that, and what happens when there's rough ground. There's jumping and falling. Very cool. You can be climbing up a wall, and if someone hits you, I think you fall down. I don't know. Maybe that's a different game, but that's really cool. Then it gets into combat. Combat mechanic in this game, I find really cool. It's so simple, very quick, but it makes sense. So what's going to happen is, say you're 2 of your soldiers fighting another soldier. They both roll a d20, because again, this is a d20 game. They roll a die. Whoever has the higher roll wins the fight. So they're going to be potentially doing some damage. Now you take that roll that they made, not a second roll, but that same roll. You subtract the target's armor from that value, and whatever that difference is, then you get the damage that they're going to take off of their health. I think that's so simple, but so nice, almost elegant. It's just quick and perfect. I love that. Not to say that I don't love rolling like 20 dice. 30 dice, like 30, just a handful of dice, and looking up at a chart and seeing what I need to hit and whatever. But it is nice to be able to roll a d20 and be done, a couple steps. Multiple combats, more great artwork, a number of optional rules in the rule book, and I think most of them just make sense. I think they just should be part of the rules. When I play, I'm just going to include those as auto-include. Talk about shooting and the modifiers for shooting and how that works. You can shoot into combat, which is really cool. How damage works. Another optional rule about being wounded if you're at 4 or less health. What happens? Spell casting. So the almost part of the meat of the game. other than, you know, getting into the getting treasure and pulling out. That's how you go through the scenarios. But spell casting is why you're here, right? You've got a wizard, you've got an apprentice. We're here to cast spells. Pretty much what you're doing is each spell has a number to meet or beat as a casting roll, as a casting number. You roll your d20. If you meet or beat it, you've casted it. Some spells you have to see how far you are from the casting number, which is fine. But if you fail, you might be taking damage, and the more you fail, the more you'll take damage. You could take 1 damage or 2 damage, but even 5 damage if you really fail. You could also take no damage, so failing by 1 or 2, not so bad. However, there's this thing called empowering. And if you miss your mark by a couple points, you can actually take wounds to make the spell go off. So especially if it's like an important spell, you know, you may not feel bad to take a couple damage to get the spell off. I think that's really cool. Some spells need to be resisted. And so the target needs to resist it with their willpower, their will roll, and they can wizards can also empower their resist of the spells. Collecting treasure, that's, you know, the meat of why we're here. So you collect the treasure, you take it back to back to base, and then that'll be important later on. Creatures have their own section, and depending on their situation, they might attack, or they might have to chase someone down, or what have you. So nice little flowchart type thing there for them. And then the game will end when all of the players, all the figures of one player are either dead or off the table, or all of the treasure tokens are off the board. And yes, what's the point of this? Well, again, it's a campaign game, which is cool in that people might die or have permanent injuries, which we'll see. There's like a nice big list of permanent injuries, and they talk about how those actually affect you. Like a smashed jaw, you're at a -1 to your spell casting, but if you get it twice, you'll be at -2. Yeah, it's just cool. You know, you can just picture him getting his jaw smashed or whatever. Anyway, there's permanent injuries. There's all kinds of things, but you roll after after the game is over to see what happens. Excuse me. But as you cast spells, or if when the wizard takes out soldiers or wizards or whatever, they'll gain experience. Any treasure that the warband takes off the table, they'll gain experience for that. So your wizard wants to succeed at spell casting and wants his warband to succeed in gaining treasure. As the wizard levels up, they can improve their stats. They can improve a known spell to make it easier to cast, or they can learn new spells, which is always cool. Counting treasure. So for each treasure token that your warband takes off the board, you roll to see exactly what it is, and it could be just money. It could be money and potions, money and magical weapons, armors, and items. It could be scrolls or grimoires, which are more spells. Potions. So it gives you a list of what it is, and you could also buy them. If you don't find them, you can always buy them. Lots of things, what your magical items will do for you. Again, more artwork. These are the items. You might also need to buy new soldiers, new apprentices, even a new wizard if you die. So there's that. You also have a base, which is so cool. So you might have an inn or a crypt or a treasury or a library as your home base, and depending on what you choose, and there's a bunch, it gives you special bonuses or abilities. Then you can also buy like a kennel or a crystal ball or a summoning circle or carrier pigeons to upgrade your base, which is so cool. Chapter 4 is all about the spell, so it'll give you the name of the spell, which school it's from, its casting cost, and then it might be an out-of-the-game spell. So instead of being done during the game, you'll do this before or after a game. So something like Absorb Knowledge, which is from the Sigillist school, costs 8 to cast, and you do it out of the game. And what your wizard does is absorbs knowledge from a book without reading it. Osmosis, sticks it on his head, and it just seeps into his brain. It's an instant 50 experience points for casting the spell, because he was able to gain the knowledge from this book. So nice way to gain experience without having to do much in the game, and it's 50 experience. That's a lot. Then there's all kinds of spells. So I think it's like 8 spells per school. So there's so many. My favorite one that I've seen so far is Crumble, and it's from the Chronomancer school. And what it does is you pick a spot in a man-made structure, and that one little spot, the wizard speeds up time for that part, so it actually can make like a hole in a wall, like a portal to get through a wall. It can also drop someone from a second level. You can just speed up time for that one spot that they're standing on, and they'll fall through and take damage for falling. Awesome. I can also see maybe doing it to like one half of a statue or something at the base, and then the whole statue will fall down. I don't know if that's possible, but that's really cool. Again, more artwork, nice big construct here. Just lots and lots of spells and lots of cool stuff. So it's going to be difficult to find what spells will work. And then chapter 5 is scenarios. So again, here's that cover artwork. Instead of just doing a smash and grab kind of scenario, you've got a bunch of different scenarios that might add random creatures. They might have special goals. You might have, let's see, there's one, Living Museum. I like that one. There's a bunch of statues in the middle of the table, and every time a treasure token is picked up, a random statue comes to life, and it becomes a construct, a creature that's going to activate in the creature phase. So that's just totally cool. I love the way that works. And then so there's more scenarios. Very cool that there's just so many already done. So then there's chapter 6, which we'll talk about the random encounters and all the creatures that you're gonna find in Frostgrave. Some of them are just long dead soldiers. Some of them are icy creatures like ice toads and snow trolls and stuff like that. But there's also snow leopards and white gorillas and constructs and just animals and dead and undead things. So just you're gonna see a lot of different creatures in the game. So we're nearing the end. They give you spell cards. There's some people on Lead Adventure forum that are making pretty versions of these spell cards, but it's always cool to have spell cards. Some spells are really light on text. Some of them are not so light on text. But having, it's like playing Warhammer Fantasy and having the magic cards is it's a greater way to play. Near the end of the book, you've got your wizard sheet where you can write down the stats, the items, their health, and all that stuff, both for in-game and for between games. You've got your home base and all the stuff that you've got there. All the spells that they know, so you just check them off, and you can add the modifiers right to this page. You've got your stats for your soldiers, and you can talk all about what they've got. So they've got equipment and health and all that stuff. And then at the end, we've got an ad for the upcoming Thaw of the Leek Lord complete campaign. And of course, I have this pre-ordered. Still don't even know if I like the game as much as I believe I do, but I believe I do. So I'll already have this on pre-order. My goal is to have a few warbands before November, play the game, get used to it, and then once this campaign comes out, I'll find out exactly what I need, and I'll make whatever I need for this to get this campaign done for myself and for other players. And that's it. So that is Frostgrave. Beautiful, beautiful book. Lovely set of rules. I definitely recommend it to everyone. Go out and get it. It just is awesome. So that's like 20 minutes of talking about this book. Oh, of course, like I tried to make it faster. Sorry, guys. Next time you see Frostgrave, it'll be some work in progress on models, and as soon as I can, I will get you some how to play videos and just give you a rundown of how the game works, and hopefully get you interested in it and share my early love for this game. And again, I haven't played, but I feel like it's going to be a fantastic game, and it's going to be a popular game. So, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. Questions, comments, all that stuff. And look forward to more Frostgrave in my future and hopefully in yours. See ya.